Ted Hankey is now perhaps most well known for the famous Who's in Charge, Me or the Devil clip that resurfaced and went viral in early 2022. However, he is also a two-time BDO World Champion, winning his first in a 6-0 whitewash against Ronnie Baxter. Hankey finished this game with a 170 after just 46 minutes, making it the shortest final in the tournament's history. His second title didn't come until 2009, where in a much longer final, he managed to beat Tony O'Shea in a deciding 13th set. This win got him an invitation to the 2009 PDC Grand Slam of Darts, which he accepted, meaning that he made his PDC debut on TV. At this time, Hankey was known for having a problem with hockey rage and often getting angry at crowds. This was clear to see in his first game, where he faced fellow BDO representative Scott Waits. Some of the crowd were making noises when Hankey was aiming at double six, which he eventually hit before going to shout and swear at the crowd. He went on to lose the game 5-3 and criticised the PDC crowds in his interview.
You can take a bit of banter, but that's ridiculous. If that's what you want to call darts, then you can keep it. Because every time I was throwing them, I was booing, shouting, screaming. If that's what you want to call darts, you keep it, mate, because I don't want to get involved in it, because that's ridiculous. That would never happen at Lakeside. It would never happen in most of the tournaments that we play in the video. That was disgraceful. More order needs to be put in the crowd, because that was bang, bang out of order out there.
He was fined £250 by the DRA for his actions at the event, where he then beat Wayne Mardell and lost to Simon Whitlock, meaning that he was eliminated in the group stage. Before we move ahead and look at the shocking incident, don't forget to subscribe, as currently 85% of you aren't. At Lakeside in 2010, he reached the quarter-final, where he lost 5-4 to Dave Chisnell, despite leading 4-1. Later on in the year, he appeared in the Grand Slam again, where after beating Wes Newton in his opening game, he managed to beat Phil Taylor in a deciding leg. Crazily, he then also managed to beat Michael van Gerwen in the decider, meaning that he topped the group and went through. He lost 10-6 to Steve Beaton in the next round, in a game where he shouted at the crowd again. He had this to say in his post-match interview.
The crowd are the crowd. To me, they're a bunch of muppets. They've been all right all week and they come out tonight because it's Friday night, it's drink night. If you want to come to darts and do that, then get on with it, but I'm not into it, I expected a good game tonight. I didn't play as well as I could do. Steve's a better man than me, I'll give that to him, but the crowd disgraceful. To be honest with you, if I qualify this again, I'm more than likely to turn it down, because if you can't control a bunch of muppets like that, then I don't want to be in it. Simple as.
Despite saying that he would turn down an invitation to the event in the following year, he appeared at the 2011 Grand Slam. After being whitewashed by Dean Winstanley in his opener, he beat both Raymond van Barneveld and Ian White to reach the knockout stage. In the last 16, he faced MVG again in a great game which featured a strange moment which was a sign of things to come in the following year. In the third leg, he hit back-to-back 140s and gave it the large before stumbling and nearly falling over as he walked back. He went on to win 10-9 before losing 16-14 to Mark Walsh in the next round. After losing to Christian Kist in the semi-final at Lakeside in 2012, Hankey announced that he was leaving the BDO to join the PDC. He also claimed that the aircon was turned on when he was throwing for the match to put him off and prevent him from leaving the BDO as world champion. All of the 4 semi-finalists from Lakeside in 2012 were offered a tour card without having to go to Q School, and so Hankey accepted it. His first year on the tour was not great, as he only reached the last 16 of 2 events. However, he appeared in the 2012 Grand Slam as a BDO representative from his semi-final run. He made a bad start, losing 5-0 to Robert Thornton in his opening game. However, he then beat Steve Beaton 5-3 to keep his chance of reaching the next round alive. He faced Van Gerwen in the next round and had to win 5-1 or 5-0 to have a chance at going through. This is when disaster struck. In the first leg, Hankey had a shot at 56 after 21 darts through. With his first dart, he missed the 16 and was outside of the board. He then aimed for the single 16 again, but hit the single 7. With 49 left, he then aimed for the 9, but slipped into the single 14. Following this visit, he could be seen rubbing his eye, which he continued to do so heavily before his following turn. With 35 left, he miscounted and hit single 8, leaving 27. He then missed the single 3 with his next start, before hitting it to end the streak of 5 missed singles in a row. Ted ended up losing that leg and was still rubbing his eye before the following leg and looked to be in pain, taking a while to throw again. He battled on but was clearly struggling. He lost the next 2 legs, and at the start of the 4th leg, he hit just below the bullseye when aiming at 20 before rubbing his eye again. Van Gogh went on to win 5-0, with Hankey not getting another checkout attempt after the opening leg. He finished the game with an average of just 59 and didn't even hit a 140 or have a shot at a double. Initially, fans accused Hankey of being drunk on the stage. Paddy Power even offered £2,000 of refunds to fans who had bet on him. Hankey went to hospital the following day, where he was diagnosed with a chest infection. He was later diagnosed with a transient ischemic attack, which is also known as a mini stroke. This is what happened to Hankey during the game, causing one side of his body to become weak, affecting his vision and coordination. He was also diagnosed with diabetes, high blood pressure and high cholesterol, meaning that he had to make a big lifestyle change. Hankey had complained that he felt ill ahead of the game, but carried on, and during the game, he was offered twice the chance to concede the game by the referee. He then took a 3-month break from darts. 2013 was his final year in the PDC, and he played in the Grand Slam and UK Open before returning to the BDO in 2014. His form declined in the latter years of his career, causing him to qualify for less and less tournaments. By 2018, he was forced to declare bankruptcy as he just wasn't winning enough money. In 2022, Hankey was charged with sexual assault, with the victim being over 16 but under the age of 18. He pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 2 years in prison. The judge stated that Hankey probably would have continued to deny the offence if it hadn't been captured on video. We will hopefully never see him on a dart stage again.